Hi you guys, it is Tuesday, a little bit after 3. Gosh, I feel like I've been talking to you. I've been filming a bunch of videos for Little Green Farmhouse and for Busy Being Jen, so you want to look for those. I did an empties video for Busy Being Jen. I did a video about my fairly new Erin Condren not life planner, monthly planner that is a lot less, has a lot less stuff. It's a lot less thick than the typical Erin Condren planner. Also did a video of, I did the mini challenges for July. So for both channels, I did the July mini challenge, talked about what I did for the June mini challenge, how I succeeded or not. I was pretty successful with those. And I also did a video, I did one about kind of where I am with my plant-based journey. And then seems like there's something else. What else did I do? I can't remember. Anyway, I filmed a bunch of videos. I'm in this shirt for every single one of them. So be on the lookout for some of those new videos. Anyway, it is, I wanted to give you an update on the skylight situation. Let me show you. You're probably looking at that and saying, well, it doesn't look too different. Okay, so you remember I got skylight covers. One for this skylight and one for the skylight that's in the laundry room. This room you can really tell because I used to think that there was a light on in here all the time. And while it's letting light in, it's not lighting this space up. Now, I was mistaken when I said that I got one that was 80%, that blocked 80% of the light. It does not block 80% of the light. It blocks 80% of the heat. So you still get some light coming in. If you look over here, you can still see how it's shining over here in this part of the room. It doesn't do this all year round, just when the sun is straight overhead, but it blocks 80% of the heat, and that makes all the difference. It has really helped to keep this room from being quite so hot. Did I say that one of the videos was showing my garden in June? My garden's out of control. Seriously, let me show you when I pulled out of the garden this morning. Look at, these things were hiding, and there was one more, but it was down by the ground and it got mushy somehow. So anyway, this thing was like the size of a small pumpkin. I got to figure out what to do with this. I'm going to be making more zucchini bread, or actually what I think I'm going to do is, this is 8-ball zucchini. That's why it's round. I think I'll do some spiralized zucchini, the stuff that's kind of like pasta. And so tonight, I'm making some stuff up for John because I have a whole bunch of patty pans. So I think I'm going to make that recipe again where I just hollowed out the patty pans and filled them with spaghetti sauce. I put cheese inside of John's and I just put spaghetti sauce in mine and baked it. Super, super good. I also have a lot of tomatoes. That's just 3 of them. There's a whole bunch. So I'm going to slice them up and drizzle them with some, like a balsamic reduction. And I don't know, I guess for John's I might sprinkle a little of, well, I don't know. I think I might have some mozzarella cheese that I'll put on John's. Yeah. Anyway, I need to use up some of the stuff that's coming out of the garden, and it's kind of fun to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. So besides filming, and I caught up on some grading, didn't catch up completely, but I did a lot of grading, didn't do any freelance work because I had to do this other stuff. So I think I'm just going to call it a day on my work on that stuff and then just focus on freelance stuff tomorrow. It is 99 degrees today, and I will tell you that I don't have the air conditioner on. This house is so well insulated, and because of those skylights I got, or skylight covers, it's made a huge difference. I'm feeling like I need to turn on the ceiling fan right now, and I will probably turn on the air pretty soon just so that it'll be comfortable when John gets home. As long as I'm just sitting around and not doing much of anything, then, for me, it doesn't bother me. It's not, I don't want to sit around in a hot house, but this house actually feels pretty good. It was 64 this morning, so we always open the doors and kind of let the cool air in, and we've been really lucky with how well insulated this house is, and it's not running up our electric bills like crazy, or at least fingers crossed. So that's it for now. So here's dinner tonight. I cooked up some angel hair pasta, and I diced fresh tomatoes from my garden, put some salt, olive oil, and garlic in there, kind of tossed that around, mixed it in with the pasta, topped it with some pine nuts, and for John, some Parmesan cheese. And then these are the patty pans that I made last week, 2 weeks ago. I put vegan cheese inside mine, Monterey Jack inside John's, and then put spaghetti sauce in there. I kind of hollowed out the center of it. Cooked it at 400 for half an hour. So that's dinner. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but that is all smoke out there. This fire that I mentioned last night, it's called the Goodwin Fire. As of yesterday, it had burned 18,000 acres. It actually is right in the area where I showed you that dust devil when John and I were going to Costco, and we drove to Prescott. Before we got there, there's this little town called Mayer, and that's where we were when I filmed the dust devil. That town is now evacuated, as are some neighboring towns. And yeah, it's burned 18,000 acres. And then I just read online that there's another fire in southern Arizona near outside of Tucson that as of Sunday had burned 39,000 acres. And it was it was somewhat under control, like maybe 30% contained. But you know, this is that, like I said, the time of year when we are all just hoping the monsoon will come. And, you know, we got a good monsoon rain the other day, but we haven't had anything since. And what we have had is wind. And as you might imagine, that is not a good thing for fire season. So consistent monsoon rains coming every single day couldn't come fast enough for this part of the U.S. So my neighbor Shalise is coming down with her quad. She's going to pick me up. We're going to go over, there's a cow. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. It's been mooing, and she said it's kind of a distress thing, and she wants to, it's not hers. She wants to check to see if it's stuck. And so she said, you want to come? Anyway, she had to take Louise in yesterday, and she said Louise was just done. She was just ready. Normally the cows don't like to get in the trailer, and she just walked over and, sorry, I'm opening the gate. She just walked over and got in the trailer, and she was just done. So she said it just broke her heart, and you know, because she was supposed to not, she was a breeding cow. Also, let me show you this. This is a fire that's burning kind of over by where we went to Costco. It's huge, and apparently they've evacuated that area. And this is what I was telling you about, how we get so dry, and we end up with these massive fires. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research about this one, but apparently it's really bad. We got that rain a couple of days ago, but we haven't had any since. Guys, there's Molly. She's so big now. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. So last night's ordeal with the cow turned out to be, there was a cow or cows too in distress. It was there was a calf being weaned, and so it was mooing, and then its mother was mooing back. Anyway, but the more exciting thing was that when I went over, actually it was right even before I filmed Molly for you, that I actually got electrocuted. I was looking at I wanted to look at the calves to see if I could tell the three of them apart, and I leaned over and didn't realize part of the wire was barbed wire and the top wire was electric wire, and so enough to keep their big, you know, several 1,000-pound bull from being able to go through. I don't know how much he weighs, but he's gigantic. Anyway, so I leaned my arms on it. I still have a mark on this arm from where it touched that. I sort of like blanked out some of it, but it felt like Shalise had slugged me in the chest. That's what it felt like. It felt like it had been something like that, where somebody doesn't realize you're there and then they, you know, swing their arm really hard or something. And so anyway, then she was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even really know what happened." And she said, "Yeah," she said, "I did that 3 times today." But my electrocution was across my chest, which, you know, was probably not the best thing in the world. Mm-hmm. So dinner tonight is a Martha Stewart recipe. It's called tomato and goat cheese tart. If I forget to link it for you in the space below, just go to marthastewart.com and go to her tab for recipes and look this up. It's got a puff pastry. There's a base on here that's ground, like grainy stone ground mustard mixed with sour cream, and I used a vegan sour cream. Salt and pepper, you smear it around on the puff pastry. Then you cook up a bunch of leeks, spread those around and put tomatoes on top, salt and pepper, and then bake it for 25 minutes. And then at the end, when it comes out of the oven, it's nice and hot, you put little blobs of goat cheese on there. And I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the goat cheese. It's not a lot, but here we go. I bought the leeks from the grocery store, but all the tomatoes are from my garden, so I'm excited about using those. So you guys, I heard something really cool. You know, everybody is they're people that John works with who are on pre-evacuation for this fire. And we're not in any danger because we're probably 40 miles away from this thing and on the other side of the mountain. But anyway, there's a big concern out there with horses, because a lot of people have horses and aren't necessarily sure that they can evacuate them or have a place to put them or have enough space in horse trailers to get all their horses out. They're actually recommending to people that they spray paint their phone numbers on the sides of their horses, or somehow use a marker to put them on the horse's hooves, and then just say, if you can't take them with you, just open the pens and let them go, because at least the horses have a chance of running away from the fire. And the phone numbers, of course, are there so that they could try to gather them up and get them back to the people they belong to. You're okay, Mary. Here, people haven't seen you in a while. There you are. Anyway, so, but as John was just saying to me, you know, a domestic horse isn't gonna, you know, be able to survive. They wouldn't have the wherewithal, I don't think, to be able to find water and stuff like that. So, anyway, people around this area, it just touches my heart, are going over to that area, and they're picking up horses and they're taking them over here to this area over here that's safe from the fire. In fact, my neighbor, the one I was with last night checking on cows, she actually had posted on her Facebook page that she and her husband are driving over there to fill up her horse trailer with horses and bring them back. I would imagine that she'll take several trips, because we've got all this pasture land back here, and so certainly, you know, at least for, you know, a couple of weeks, a lot of horses could be back here. There's several different properties here, and so she's going over to get some horses. So we're going to have some evacuated horses that are going to be around here. But I just love seeing how people come together, you know, in difficult times like this. But gosh, I sure hope that, you know, that they're able to preserve the lives of, you know, all those horses whose families have to leave and have no means of taking them. You know, if they have horses but they don't have a horse trailer, they don't have enough for their horses, and they're on immediate evacuation, you know, that's just scary. Here it is, final product. Looks really yummy. I'm gonna put a little bit of the goat cheese on there now and some thyme. And then it's really tasty. I've made this several times in the past, but I haven't made a vegan version. Obviously, the goat cheese is my exception.
Goodwin fire burning in Yavapai County. We have some new numbers this morning that we have to share with you. 24,828 acres have burned, 1% containment at this hour. So we have some video new this morning to show you here from Skyfox, and take a look at some of these flames. This is where the fire is burning now as of this morning. We are expecting a live update to come in from about 8 o'clock this morning. We will, of course, carry that live also. And here's a wider look from this bird's eye view from Skyfox, obviously showing you the smoke billowing into the sky. As of yesterday, all of northern Arizona could see some of this smoke. Flagstaff over in on the other side of the 17th, Strawberry could see it. There are photos being posted on our Facebook page. Thank you for that, of all of these images, of course. Listen to this, though. Yesterday, someone flew a drone in the way of the planes, dropping retardant on the flames, speaking of the skies. Every aircraft in the area, including those fighting the fire, they were ordered to fly out of the area once crews spotted this drone. So because this person put this drone up in the sky to get in some aerials, it forced firefighting efforts from the sky to be halted. Drones.
Hey guys, I'm making dinner and I am making zucchini nuggets. I have more zucchini than I know what to do with. And so let me show you. These right here are these little balls that are made of grated zucchini, carrot, mashed chickpeas, what else? Garlic, chili powder, diced green chilies. What else? A bunch of stuff. Anyway, then you kind of mash it up, mix it up. Oh, there's some breadcrumbs in there. And then afterwards you cook it. You can deep fry it. I got this little, I don't even know what the name of this pan is. But anyway, I don't have to deep fry it. I can just put a little bit of oil in each of the things and then flip them after a few minutes. And then you top it with a little bit of marinara sauce. And there you go. Hi guys, it's Thursday morning, and instead of having a smoothie, I decided to make a smoothie bowl. Sorry, some of this stuff has already started sinking. I saw this on the Home and Family show that I watch. My gosh, my cats are going crazy. Anyway, you just make a smoothie the way, like the way I normally do, except a little less liquid, so it's a little thicker. So it has some almond milk, it has mixed berries, a banana, frozen, that you chop up. It makes it blend better. And then some greens. And then blend that up, put it in here, and it was thick. It couldn't pour. I actually had to dump it. And then I put some chia seeds, some hemp seeds. They're called hemp hearts. That's some mango, and those are pecans. So I think it's going to be yummy. So I wanted to show you guys something that I've been using to get rid of ants that has been wildly successful. And I've tried lots of different ant baits, but this particular kind is a liquid ant bait. So I found this swarm this morning of ants, and this little thing right here, that little cup has foil on the underside. You push it down on that green, it's like a reservoir. It punctures it, and then the liquid drips down in there. And the ants go crazy over it. So I've used this in a couple of other places, and I'll have, a swarm like this, and by the next day, there's nothing, or maybe there's just a couple. The thing that makes this effective is that it kills slowly, which gives them a chance to take the stuff back. Sorry, I just had an ant crawling on my leg. Gives them a chance to take the stuff back and kill the queen. Okay guys, it's Friday morning, and we're going to see if the ants are still there, or if the little dealie did its trick. Oh, I moved it out of the sun yesterday. So I put it over there because it was getting blasted. But look at that. Even out here, no ants. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is amazing. Okay, so I am heading over to run 2 errands. I am picking up a prescription from Walgreens. I'm continuing to kind of deal with this stuff with my jaw. Can you believe it? I damaged it last year on July 28th. I remember the date because it was the day we left on our cruise. If you remember, I bit into a piece of partially frozen fudge. which would not have affected the average person, but I had had popping in my jaw when I would chew, and so that was just an indication of TMJ, I guess. It wasn't painful, so I never thought anything of it until I did that, and then that started me on this journey. The good news is that because I wear that appliance in my mouth at night, I don't have popping anymore. It used to, anytime I would open my mouth, both sides would pop. It would be like pop pop, you know, and yeah, nothing. So so that's good, but I still get swelling over here. So rather than taking some of the heavy duty stuff that I've been taking in the past, I just have a prescription for it's a prescription strength naproxen, which is like Aleve, and anyway, it's actually cheaper to do it the prescription route because through my insurance I can get a 30-day supply, which is 60 pills. You take no more than 2 a day for $6, as opposed to buying a bottle of Aleve for 20, and then you need to take 4 to be the same amount. So I was going to tell you guys that it's a big deal that I put on makeup today, and I put makeup on yesterday too. I've decided that I need to make myself do this. I have been, well, I realized the other day I took a shower and I thought I need to film some videos, so I got to put makeup on it. And so I filmed like, I don't know, 6 videos. You'll notice all in the same shirt. But anyway, it just occurred to me that I haven't been putting on makeup because it's like so much effort. It just takes so much effort. And normally I love putting on makeup and I like being in makeup. I've always liked that. And so it's never been a chore to me. And so it occurred to me the other day that I thought, you know what? I bet I'm depressed, which is, you know, kind of surprising because I'm on an antidepressant and have been for the last couple of years since my dad's health has been really declining. But just to, you know, just to let you guys know, I'm not like contemplating hurting myself. I don't spend the whole day sleeping. I'm not crying all the time, although I did cry the other day, not very much, but a little bit when we were talking to the people, the nurse and people at my dad's assisted living about his condition. But yeah, so I'm not sitting around just, you know, wallowing all the time. But John came home from work the other day and I didn't have makeup on, and I hadn't even washed my face before I went to bed the night before, so you can imagine how I looked. Anyway, he came home and I said, I think I'm depressed. And he said, well, that would stand to reason given your life circumstance and everything that's going on. And I said, yeah. And I said, it's kind of weird since I'm on an antidepressant. And I said, but I'm just finding that it's like, it takes so much energy for me to just put on makeup. And John goes, yep, that sounds like depression. He comes over and gives me a hug and everything. And so, and I didn't cry. But anyway, so it was just, I know that putting on makeup is not going to change whether I'm feeling, you know, bad about the stuff going on in my family right now. But I just decided the last couple of days, I thought, you know what, at least just take 15 minutes and put on your makeup. So I did. Yeah, and I'll have to show you my eyelashes, you guys. I bought some Latisse about, I don't know, a month ago, and I've been using that, and my eyelashes are so long. So anyway, but yeah, so I just decided that that's a step that I am going to take to at least, I just feel more like myself when I'm wearing makeup. And when I pass by a mirror, if I'm wearing makeup, I don't think anything of it. If I pass by a mirror and I'm not, I'm like, oh, and not just, oh, like, oh, you don't have makeup on, you don't look good, but more like, oh, you couldn't bring yourself to put makeup on today. So there you go. There's my little thing. How's that for a goal to set for yourself? Put on makeup. Hey guys, it's Sunday. I don't think I filmed it all yesterday. Did I? I don't think so. Worked in my garden, and I don't think I filmed much the day before either. Shows how exciting my life is. Anyway, let's see. Well, I'm going to be singing at church today. And John's going to be playing in a couple of weeks. He hasn't been on the worship team for quite a while because he didn't know what his schedule was going to be at work, and so now they're going to work it out and get him back on the team. But anyway, I'm singing again. As I told you guys before, there used to be another person who was pretty good at harmonizing. She was actually very good at harmonizing. And then she stepped down because she and her husband are going to do some traveling. And so as a result of that, my worship director asked if I would be willing to sing more often. And I told him that I would sing any weekend I could. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But John and I are leaving a little early because we are on a quest to sell his truck. And he's just got this really cool truck that I actually gave him for his birthday a few years ago. I surprised him with it. I knew he wanted it, but and it's just a really cool truck. It flips open and has a tent on top. It's called a flip pack, and it's got let me just put it this way. It was owned by a surgeon who just didn't have anything better to do with his money. And so he just did all of these upgrades, and we didn't even pay anything close to what the surgeon invested into this truck. So anyway, the truck doesn't make sense for us anymore. It used to when we lived in the suburbs in Flagstaff, and then we would go on these little vacation, weekend camping jaunts. It made sense. But now that we live in the country and we actually need a truck that can haul stuff, this truck, even though it's can go over rocks and boulders and, it's kind of a rough and tumble kind of a truck, it's prissy when it comes to being able to, you can't throw dirt in it or, things like that, because it has a bunch of custom stuff on the inside. Heated water tank for a shower and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so we are trying to sell this thing. There's a place in town where people put their vehicles. You pay to park your vehicle, and it's just a place where people will come if they're wanting to sell a car or buy a car. And so that's what we're doing. We're going over there this morning. We figured that 4th of July weekend would be a good weekend to do that. So we figured it would be a good weekend to do that. So we're going over there right now to drop that off and then going to church. We're heading up to Flagstaff today. This is so funny. Okay, so John and I like video games. We like different kinds of video games from each other. Like he likes more shoot the aliens and shoot the zombie kind of things, and I like more arcade style video games. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but there's a video game called Crash Bandicoot, and we had it when we had an Xbox, and then John got a PS3, and now he has a PS4, and so Crash Bandicoot has just come out for PS4, and we were on this list that we paid, the last time John was in the video game store, he paid $5, and that reserved a copy of the game so that when it came in and was going to sell out almost immediately, that they would hang on to that. So it came in this past week, and it's up in Flagstaff though. So we're driving up to Flagstaff to pick up a video game. So since we're going to be in Flagstaff, we are going to go over and see my dad. And my dad's so sweet. He asks about John pretty much every time he calls me. So I was talking to him yesterday, and he asked about John. Oh, and I wanted to say one other thing. You guys were so sweet about the question John said, why do you watch this? Just so you know, first of all, you guys were adorable in your responses. And I love the fact that sort of built a community here, and you guys are great to interact with me, and on occasion I noticed that you interact with each other, which is kind of neat, and I hope that will continue. But anyway, what I wanted to say though is that I wanted to make sure you guys understood that John wasn't asking that like what's wrong with you guys, why do you watch that? He wasn't doing that. He was just being John. John is just, that's why I laughed after he said it, because he's kind of got a dry sense of humor a bit. So So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about why he asked that question. But I really enjoyed reading what you guys had to say about why you watch, and I thank you for watching. It's a lot of fun for me to do this.